All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Monday morning. Oh, it is a Monday morning. That means it's time to move. If you are live with me, share this with a friend. And guess what? No excuses. Even when you don't wake up at 6 a.m., this is available on the interweb right after. So you can catch this class at any time. Oh, what a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day because we woke up this morning. If you're here, you got something to be thankful for. Thank you, God, for waking us up this morning. Even the ones that are still in their slumber, God, I ask that you just have your way over this day. I ask that you bless the children as they go to school. I ask that you keep them protected as they're in the classrooms. God, I ask that you protect them on their travels, on their way to school. God, I ask that you shield our children from any hurt, harm, danger, evil that is presented to them. God, I ask that the curriculums be stripped of anything that is not of you. And God, ignite a fire in your youth. Ignite a fire in your youth, Lord. And in their parents, instill in them a fire so that they may be inspired to get to know and love you. You love us so much, Lord, and we thank you for that. God, we thank you for this day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for waking us up this morning, starting us on our way. God, I ask that you enter my mind, my heart, my soul, and my spirit. I ask that you not only give me the words, you give me the moves, you give me what it is that you want me to share with your people. Less of me, more of you, Lord, always, always, always. God, I ask that you go before each and every one of us in our day, enter into every conversation and situation, even before we get there. God, we thank you for going before us in this day. God, and in all reality, we pray for peace here on this earth. We know that you said that it will be on earth as it is in heaven. And I guess we'll just keep on working until we see that come to pass. Thank you, God. If you're with me, you can start moving your body in a way that makes sense. If you're on the ground, just move from there. If you're standing, you can move from there. You're just going to take a few minutes to just move in an organic way. I'm going to start to encourage you to explore your body just for the next 2 minutes on your own. And that can look like a number of things. It really doesn't have to look like anything in particular. I want you to just ask your body what it needs this morning. Thank you, God, for this body. Thank you, God, that we have the movement, the activity of our limbs. Thank you, God, that we can even move our bodies in this way. Oh, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for sending us your precious, loving, compassionate, holy, worthy Son, Jesus Christ, to save us. So what do you feel in your body? How does it feel? Ask yourself. Ask yourself if there's any points that feel like, super tense, if there's any points that feel like you want to give them a little extra love. Still just exploring for the next minute. A great movement to start to explore your body is, alternating through flexion and extension. If that makes sense to you, you can start doing that. You can exaggerate it. You can literally do just about anything. You probably got about 45 more seconds just to explore And I'll tell you where we're going. We're going to start in a child's pose. But just go ahead and take a couple more minutes or a couple more seconds to just move in a way that feels good to you. Alrighty. So, coming to a child's pose, we start in a quadruped position, hands and knees. Your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders, your knees are directly underneath your hips. We'll start the movement from the lower portion of our body, and we're going to take our knees out nice and wide. So you externally rotate your knees, bring your big toes together to touch, drive into the heels of your hands, and press your hips back to your heels. Hips meet your heels or get as close as they can. And then you slowly start to walk your arms forward. Keep pressing your hips back. Lengthen through the upper body. Work your fingertips forward. And you might start to rock from left to right. Get that stretch right back in here. It's a nice lateral stretch. You're stretching those upper back muscles, lats, rhomboids, even wrapping around the serratus anterior. And then go ahead and lengthen your spine as much as you can. Press into your hands, lift your chin. So we're going into extension of the spine, chin lifts. And then exhale, just melt everything down. If you're holding on to any tension, if you feel like you're working super hard to keep your hips back, maybe you just work your knees in. I do want this to be restful. I don't want you to be working too hard to be here. So if knees are coming in, if that makes sense, you do that. And then upper body, you're not engaging any muscles in upper body. You're just letting your body just relax here. Gonna start here with some breathing. BRB. Slow, deep breaths wherever you are. Taking an inhale through your nose and an exhale through your nose as well. Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose as well. Good. We're going to start this by connecting. Connecting with God. Making this a moment of gratitude. It is a week of Thanksgiving. However, we know that the gratitude we carry goes with us throughout every single day. However, around this time, it shouldn't be hard for you to think about something to be thankful about. But thinking about thankfulness, go ahead and stay in that child's pose. I'm just going to change my orientation. So you're still settled in your hips, arms are still straight, and we are entering into a state of gratitude. And obviously, we all have something that I know we can be thankful for. You're here, you're alive, all is well. It might not be how you want it to be, but it is. And we get to be here. It is a true gift. So just starting with some gratitude for being here. Feeling gratitude for someone. Now, think of a person who you're thankful for. Feeling that gratitude in your heart. And recognizing who you should be thankful to for that person. Now take a minute to Feel a sense of gratitude for a situation. God, I'm really happy that you made this happen. God, I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful that you placed me here. I'm really thankful that you made a way whenever whatever. Gratitude for a situation. Feel that gratitude generate in your heart. Take a deep breath in, letting that sense of gratitude permeate through your whole body. And let it go. Think of a challenge in which you're grateful for. Yeah, something that was hard, something that stretched you, something that maybe even broke you, something that hurt you. Find it in you to be grateful to God right now for getting you through that. Thank you, God. You made a way out of no way. You found me at my darkest point, Lord. The enemy definitely thought he had a hold on me, but you brought me out. And for that, I'll forever, forever, forever give you praise. Take a deep breath in and let that go. Now, taking a minute to think about any resistance that you have. You can gently make your way to a seated position as you think about where you feel you are resisting. So if there's someone you're resenting, if you're having a conflict with someone at work or school or home, think about that resistance that you feel. Think about that opposition that you feel. Just think about it. And think about the words of Jesus. I'll resist not evil. And right now, you can ask God how to help you work through that resistance. It's not always the opposition that's the problem. Sometimes we have to change our perception, shift our orientation, and see things differently. If there's anything that we are ever struggling with, the problem may have been triggered by an external force. It may seem like what's on the outside is what the issue is. However, there's always an inner work to be done. There's always an inner work that can be done, that should be done, that should be done. So, thinking about that, Lord, help me. Help me forgive. Help me forgive. We'll go into the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who is in heaven, hallowed be your name. It's a name above all names. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Your will be done here on earth as you have done in heaven. Lord, I'm asking that you give us this day our daily bread. May we be fed from the word. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Whew. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. And God, we know that you said that if we don't forgive, then you aren't going to forgive us. We're judged with the same scale in which we judge. So God, asks that you just work on whatever it is that I'm dealing with right now, whatever it is that this person's dealing with right now. And you just help us, purify us, Lord. All right, let's move. Go ahead and drop your left ear to your left shoulder, and then gently move your head forward and back. So obviously looking for the stretch in the right side of your neck, and you feel the stretch start to shift as you make these subtle movements. Ultimately, determine the intensity that you need. So if you need more of a stretch, you're keeping your whole body neutral, just allowing the movement only to happen in the cervical spine. So if you feel you're taking this side body stretch, just come back to a neutral position, press into your sit bones, nice tall spine, shoulders are over your hips whole time, okay? And you're just dropping that ear to the shoulder. You have the option to intensify this stretch. Maybe you use your hand to move forward and back, forward and back. And take a deep breath. And exhale, chin goes to your chest, all the way through flexion, and then right ear meets right shoulder. And you can just move. If you want to use your right hand to assist, you can. That is an option. You don't have to. It might just feel good to just do this for a little while. And take a deep breath. Exhale back over to the left side. This time, as we're stretching the right side of our neck, incorporating this right arm as well. So noticing what that does. You can keep moving your head forward and back if that makes sense. Or if you want to keep your head still now and just move the arm, notice what that feels like. Make sure you're getting a good stretch. That's why you came, right? Get the most out of this movement practice. So much of it is about releasing the tension in our muscles. We also get the opportunity to work on our proprioception, which is our sixth sense, that awareness of your body in space. So whatever we do, we're building that. We also have the opportunity to strengthen our muscles. Go to the other side, chin to your chest, ear to the right. Now stretching the left. We get the opportunity to strengthen our muscles, engage our core, focus on posture alignment, flexibility, mobility, which is range of motion. Thinking about all these things before we enter in. If there's something specific you came for, make sure you prioritize that. Why don't you even ask yourself, why am I here? Why did I? That just made me think of ask yourself, why you came? Why'd you even come here? All right. Oh, just make sure you're feeling good. Go ahead and move your neck through its full range of motion. Head back, stretch those muscles in the front of your neck. I want you to feel your STM, sternocleidomastoid, stretching. Stretch, stretch, stretch as you go back. And bring your chin to your chest. I want you to feel those posterior muscles stretch, stretch, stretch. You might even feel the stretch down to your upper back, depending on how tight you are. Keep rocking your chin from left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. Okay. I'm going to play a little bit of music as we prepare for some more fluid movement. So slowly start to just circle your upper body around. Keep pressing into your sit bones as you roll around, and then go the opposite direction. Good. From this, we're going to go into spinal flexion and extension fluidly. If you're no longer comfortable in this crisscross position, I'm going to give you a few suggestions. You can take a pillow block, bolster, whatever have you, set it underneath your hips, elevate those hips, let your knees fall. You're probably, if you were feeling low back pain, instantly going to feel some relief if you go ahead and do that. You also have the option to take your legs out wide, although that might be a little bit more challenging for what we're going to do. You also, if this seated position just ain't working for you at all, you can go to hands and knees, that quadruped position, and move through flexion of the spine, which I already suggested. So you've got 3 options, right? You're in this crisscross position, which is option 1. Option 2, wide leg. Option 3, hands and knees. Okay. Hands find your knees. Nice tall spine. Inhale, lift your chin. Look up to the sky, and you are extending your spine. So think about pressing your heart forward, creating a curve, a C-shaped curve in your back. Lift your chin. And then exhale, chin to your chest, round through your spine. And then hollow out. Pull your shoulder blades apart. Think about pulling your belly button to your back. Maintaining that anchor point in your sit bones. Inhale, chin lifts, look up, press your heart through, open your throat, and then exhale, bring your chin down to your chest. Good. Come into a neutral position, and we're going to go to hands and knees. Going into thread the needle, we're going to get a nice upper back stretch, middle back stretch. Wrists directly underneath our shoulders, knees directly underneath our hips. Press firmly into your hands. Particularly, I want you to think about pressing into that left hand with a little bit more weight bearing on that hand. Weight is evenly distributed in your lower body between both knees, and I want you to press into the tops of your feet. I want your core engaged and slightly hugged in. Core is engaged. Just doing this so you have a visual. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Core is engaged. Crown forward, hips back, tops of the feet pressed down firmly. Pressing firmly into your left hand. Inhale, take your right arm up to the sky. Look up at your hand. Okay, so what happens here? Heart's open, chin lifts, we're looking up. Take a deep breath. Full lungs. And breathe out. Bring your right arm underneath your left arm. So your hips are still going to stay high, right? We got this like crescendo of the spine. You're going to gently place your ear down to the ground. Okay. You're going to keep your hips nice and lifted. And then you might even turn your tailbone up to the sky. So instantly you might start to feel a stretch in the deltoids, those shoulder muscles. And then you have the option to start to work left fingertips forward. Take a nice deep breath in, and I want you to think about neutralizing your hips. So since we dropped this right arm, we might be sinking right hip. Left hip might be a little bit more elevated than right. I want you to make it your job to keep your hips even. So you're slightly shifting them over to the right. I bet that changed the stretch. Did it? Ask yourself. Maybe even go back to where you were with the, compensation, which obviously is gonna occur. But like I said, it's your job. Do that work. Press those hips up or press right hip up to neutralize them and feel that stretch intensify. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Just settle into this. Allow the stretch to happen passively. You don't really have to do much other than keep those hips neutral. So if you feel like your arms are working super hard, especially left arm work forward, go ahead and just relax it. Take a nice deep breath in exhale. Deep breath in. And exhale. We're going to take one more round of breath. See if you can breathe through your nose and fill up your lungs completely. Don't just breathe to breathe. Breathe intentionally. And sigh it out. Ha, 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 ha. Let that tension go. Work left hand in towards your face. Press into that left hand to release your right arm. And then right arms go back up to the sky. Take a deep breath in as you reach up. And then as you breathe out, I want you to explore a little bit. So maybe you send the right fingertips back and like kind of get this lateral right side body stretch. Maybe you take the back of the right hand over to the left hip. Option 1, arm up to the sky. Option 2, you take it a little bit further. Okay, finding that little bind there, rolling the right shoulder down your back, taking your gaze all the way over to the left. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, slowly come back to neutral. We'll do the same thing, other side, but first, recalibrate here in this quadruped position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, cores engaged, crown forward, hips back. Make sure that you are properly aligned. Press firmly into your right hand. Weight shifts over there, just a little bit more. Weights evenly distributed in the lower half of your body. As you breathe in, you take that hand past your heart. Linking your breath with your motions. That's the most important part of this whole thing. Nice deep breath in, full lungs. Open them up even more. And then exhale, bring that left arm underneath the right. Gently settle it down. Okay, notice what that feels like. If that left hip's dropping, if your hips are shifting, it's your job. You ain't getting paid, but guess what? You're definitely going to get a benefit from this. Deep breath in and exhale. Right arm works forward. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. That same thing we ended with on the other side, working your hand around your back. You can go ahead and try that on this side if you want. If you want to keep right hand planted, you can certainly do that. Remember, this one is going to be passive. We're not really trying to get anywhere. Just feel the stretch. Let your upper body twist. Let your thoracic spine twist. Feel that twist. Deep breath in. And exhale. Right hand comes in, press into it. Use that connection to lift. Left arm lifts up, open it up way further past what you already did. Maybe you work the hand all the way around. Take a nice full breath in, fill your lungs. And exhale. Woo! Nice, back to neutral. We're going back to our child's pose, knees wide, hips back to your heels, arms straight. Let your heart melt. Notice how your hips feel here now. Do they feel different than the first child's pose? Even if they don't, I still want you to take a mental note because we are going to get into our hips. I want you to see if they feel different after this. Take a nice inhale through your nose. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you're sitting somewhere right now and you're like, oh no, that is way too long to be breathing in. Yeah, try it. Like, just keep working at it. If you don't make it to the full 4 count, make it your job to make that a goal. It's simple. 4 seconds. 4 seconds. You mean you can't breathe in for 4 seconds? Come on now. All you need is your focus and attention. If you do it and you practice, you will be able to. Nice deep breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking that a little bit further this time. Breathing in for 4, holding the breath in for 4 with our lungs full. Breathing out for 4, and then holding empty lungs out for 4. Okay? Breathing in now for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold full lungs. 3, 2, 1. Out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Empty lungs. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold out. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Breathe out, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold out. Good, take your time. We'll come back to hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We need this alignment every single time. We want to be aware of it. We want to be aware that everything is stacked, joints are stacked, core is engaged, crown forward, hips back, spine neutral. Deep breath in and exhale. Right foot steps forward between your hands. Woo, let's see what this feels like. We're just going to keep our hands on the ground here just for a second. Try to get deep into this lunge. Press your right knee over your right big toe. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Inhale for a 4 count. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to bring our wrists under our shoulders and extend our right leg straight back. So our right leg, we're in a balancing pose already. All right, wrists under shoulders, left knee's under your hip, and you're using the top of that foot connection to keep you stable. Core's engaged. And if you feel that right hip not in line with left, it's down lower, legs lifted, lower legs. If your leg's lifted, higher or lower, you make that adjustment. But if your hip is shifted, like into an external rotation, causing your hips to be out of alignment, make sure you address that as well. And I'll tell you what's going to help you with that hip stabilization. We have to think about it as a whole complex system. So it's the lumbo-hip-pelvic region. And with that, your core is the foundation. Well, that is the foundation of your core. So keeping your core engaged is going to help you keep your hips at a neutral position is really the point that I'm trying to make. Press into the heels of your hands. Make sure your arms are fully extended. Crown forward. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, pull your knee to your chest, step that right foot back through. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky, right? So we got a 90-degree bend in our front knee. We got that knee directly over the ankle. Make sure that that's happening. If your knee's going forward, we don't want that right now. We just did that. So we're mindfully doing something else, okay? Knee stays over that heel. We have this left leg back slightly, feeling a stretch in the front of that hip right there. Squeezing the inner thighs because that's going to give us that firm foundation. And then again, think about the lumbo-hip-pelvic region and how our core engagement can help us feel stable here too. Bring your biceps by your ears, palms face in. Chin lift slightly, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, bring your hands together, interlace them. Hug your ears with your biceps. Keep your pointer finger straight and cross your thumbs. Keep your core engaged as you press into your right heel. I want you to slowly start to lift your chin and open your heart. Look up, take a deep breath. And exhale. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Feel that stretch in the front of the left hip. Take another deep breath. And exhale. Hands come down to plant. Square off that front foot. We're going to step our right leg back, right just where we had it in that balancing position, okay? So wrists, make sure they're positioned underneath your shoulders. Nice sweep of that leg right back. Cool. Core's engaged, hips are neutral, crown is forward. Core is engaged. I already said that, but very important. Okay. Left arm's going to go forward if you feel like you want to explore. Okay. Finding that balance using your core engagement. If you lift that hand and you're shaking, that's all right. Shaking, wobbling, that means you're working. But if you want to just try it out and shift the if you want to just test it out and see if you can shift the balance of the weight, you can just come down to your left fingertips until you feel comfortable to gently lift them off the ground. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale, coming back to hands and knees position. You can shake your hips from left to right, left to right. And come back to neutral. Inhale, left foot steps forward directly between the hands. And we're keeping our hands planted, bringing left knee over big toe, or as close as we can get. That's the direction we're going. Dropping those hips down, keeping the adductors, the inner thigh muscles engaged. And then maintaining a neutral spine. Again, this would be a great, I say again, like I said this today, I didn't, this is a different class, but this would be a great opportunity for you to use some props if you have them for a little extra support. So if you feel like you're working super hard to keep your hands on the ground, this is where a tool like this comes in. So again, knee towards your toe, feeling the hip flexors on right side open up. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. We're going to make that transition, right? Left leg's going back this time. Wrists under shoulders, make sure that's happening, pressing into the top of the right foot. And then we're in dorsiflexion. So plantar flexion is when your toes are planted. Dorsiflexion is when you're pulling your toes toward your patella, toward your kneecap. Check in with those hips. What are they doing? Are they neutral? Are they even? Are they in line? Check in with your core. Is it engaged? Is it helping you? Is it making this easier? Engaging the muscles, making them work for you is going to make this feel like a lot less work. I know that sounds like it sounds counterintuitive, but it's true. We're not there yet. Take a nice deep breath in here. And then exhale. We are stepping left foot back between the hands, this time maintaining that 90-degree bend. We got a 90-degree angle at our ankle. We got a 90-degree angle at our knee. We got a 90-degree angle at our hip too. Make sure that's all happening. All right. Inner thighs squeezing together, core's engaged, keeping us up. Inhale, biceps by our ears. Take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, hands interlace. If you want to drop into those hips a little bit, you can. But when you drop into the hips, don't bring that knee forward. You can keep the knee neutral and then think about, opening up the right hip flexors, front of the right hip. Take an inhale, lift your chin, look up. Deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. One more. And exhale, hands come down, square off your front foot. We're sending left leg straight back. Remember, heels in line with your hip. Everything's neutral. If you're going to attempt this balance, you do so with an engaged core. You do so with activated glutes. You do so with activated hamstrings, especially on that left side. All right. Core's engaged, right? Everything's engaged. Pressing firmly into your extended arm. Pressing firmly into the wrist. Right arm reaches forward. Maybe you just come to balance on the fingertips. Maybe you go for the full extension. You're breathing in and out. Deep breath in and out. One more. And let it go. Whoo, stepping. Did we step back into this? No, that's it. We came back to hands and knees and shook our hips from left to right. Good. Let's go back to that child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together, arms out straight. Feeling a sense of gratitude even for this moment right here. Grateful that your body is working for you. Woo! Take an inhale. And exhale. Deep breath. And let it go. Slowly making our way back to hands and knees. We're going to go to a hands and knees position just to make our way into a inversion, downward facing dog. So we need all those proper mechanics from this quadruped position in order to safely and effectively make our way into that inversion, which we'll head to now. Start with the hands. I want your fingertips spread very, very wide, okay? And then think about like a letter L. I want your pointer finger facing the front of your mat. So make that L. And then spread the fingertips out to the sides, right? Okay, pressing into the heels of your hands and then pressing into all 10 of your knuckles. I know you got more knuckles than 10. But think about pressing into the base of each finger and then the middle metacarpal bone, like where the first and second come together on each hand, on each finger. Okay. So we have that activation. Fingertips are spread wide, and you feel that connection with your hands. Same thing with your toes. I want you to curl your toes and then press into your toes. Almost like you're trying to give them a nice stretch. Okay? Arms are fully extended. Think about this part of your elbow, the eye of your elbow. I'm sure there's a scientific term. I can't think of it right now. Anyways. Toes curled, press it into your knuckles. Eyes of the elbows. Well, yeah, I was trying to think of why I said that. I want this part of your elbows facing the front edge of your mat as well. So where your fingers are pointing is where that part of your elbows is. That's the direction it's facing as well. All right, starting with core engagement and using your core engagement to hover your knees on the ground. We're going to do this core work here for a few seconds. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath. And exhale. Just like 20 more seconds. Deep breath. If you have to drop to your knees and come back, that's perfectly fine. Exhale. Use your core. Keep your spine neutral. Deep breath. Exhale. 10 more seconds. Deep breath. Exhale. You got it. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Hips lift. Drop your heels back, right? Press your heels towards the mat. Lift your hips a little bit higher. Your hips are going to lift high, and then you're going to have to drop your heels again. And then lift your hips high, and then drop your heels again. I want you to just work on that. Feeling that hamstring and calf stretch. Hips lift, heels drop. Hips lift, heels drop. Find that. And then press the ground away. Pull your shoulders down your back. Hips lift, heels drop. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath. And exhale. Slowly start to take baby steps up to your hands. Feet walk to your hand. Coming into a forward fold. Feet are hip distance apart. You can keep your hands on the ground or you can grab your elbows. When you grab your elbows, pull your upper body down. Press firmly into your heels and then make sure you're pressing into the big toe mound. Think about your foot as a triangle. So boom, big toe mound, pinky toe mound, and then heel. Think about pressing into those 3 points that make that triangle on both feet. So weight's evenly distributed in your feet. Hips lift nice and high, chin to chest, upper body nice and heavy. Might feel good to do a little sway from left to right. Maybe stillness is what you're opting in for. Hey, it's your body. You can do whatever you want. These are just suggestions. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Find a little sway from side to side if that feels good. Take another deep breath in and exhale. Go ahead and bend your knees. We're going to sit back into a chair pose. Think about your femur bone, right? This big bone in our legs that make our thigh bone. Think about making that bone parallel to the ground. So you're sitting back as low as you can, right? You got your core engaged. You got your tailbone slightly scooped under, and you're going to bring your biceps by your ears. Chair pose. Deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. Another deep breath. And exhale. Stand up. Press your hips back. Chin lifts. Heart opens. And exhale to a standing position. How you feel. If you're with me, tell me how you feel. Somebody's on Facebook. Tell me how you feel. Are you moving your body? Do you feel good? Do you feel good? All right. So from a standing position, we're going to take our feet nice and wide. And we have our toes turned out at about a 45-degree angle. So slightly turned out, not forward, not like this. Woo! Almost fell. Not like this, like this. Okay? Feet are wider than hip distance. A little bit wider than shoulder distance too. All right, we're gonna sweep our arms up to the sky and take a deep breath. And then we're gonna bring our hands down to our heart. As we're doing that, we keep our core hugged in, tailbone scoop forward and bend our knees. Bring our hands to heart center. Get nice, deep and low in this squat. Feel those hips. Maybe you do a little pulsating here. Maybe you like stillness. Breathe wherever you are with a straight spine. Deep breath. Great. Something to think about. If when you come down, you start to feel your heart shifting forward, you start to feel like your torso leaning forward, that's an indication that you should probably stop before that happens. So if you come down here and then you get here and then you start to go there, go back to where you were with that neutral spine. It's not about how deep we get. Not at all. I was on a rant about this the other day. I'm not going to go into it now, but it's not about how deep we get. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, bring your hands to right above your knees, okay? Right on the top of your thighs. Keep that spine straight and then use that hand connection to straighten your spine up even more. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, see if you can sink into your hips even more. Nice. We're gonna take a spinal twist. Take a nice deep breath in. It's a spinal twist, but we're able to get real deep into our hips. As you breathe in, look up to the sky. As you breathe out, drop your left shoulder down towards the midline of the mat, and then take your gaze up to the sky. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, right shoulder drops. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, shoulder drops. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, right shoulder drops. Inhale to neutral, sweep your arms up, come back to a standing position. We're gonna bring our toes forward this time. Exhale, arms out to a T, start to hinge forward at the waist. Good, so legs are nice and wide, hinging forward at the waist, arms are parallel, toes are forward, and then maybe even turn in slightly, okay? Find that neutral flat back spine where your torso is parallel to the ground. Reach your hips back, crown forward, turn your hips up so you feel that stretch deeper in the backs of your legs. You can keep your chin lifted for the extension of the spine. Take a deep breath in as you look up, arms neutral, parallel to the ground. And then exhale, start to melt your heart forward. But as you do, actually, I lied. I want you to not melt your heart forward. I want you to keep lifting your chin forward and hinge at your hips. Okay. And then reach down, grab the outer edges of your ankles. You could reach around, grab your heels, and maybe even tuck your fingertips underneath your heels. Let your upper body reach down towards the ground. Maybe even pulling on that heel connection, bending into your elbows, using that connection to pull your body closer to the ground. Find the stretch you need. Ask yourself where you feel it. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. Another deep breath. And exhale. Hands are going to plant. Okay. I have this big old mat, so I don't have to change my orientation, but if you're on a regular mat and you are like long ways on it, I want you to shift yourself so that you're sideways on it. So I hope that makes sense. You'll see why. I just want you to be able to have protection of your knees whenever we go where we're about to go. So we're gonna bend into our knees, and we're gonna straighten. Then we're gonna bend and straighten. Nice. So nice and slow. We're going to bring our knees down to the ground, and you can keep them nice and wide. You actually want them to be nice and wide. We're going to go into a frog pose. They might not even be wide enough. They need to be wide enough so that you can do this next thing I'm about to say. Press the inside edges of your feet into the ground. So inside edges of your feet are facing the ground. That means the outside edge is facing the sky. Okay. That might require you to take your knees a little higher. Obviously, we're getting into these adductors, adductors. Take a nice deep breath in, shoulders directly over your wrist. Breathe in to an extension of the spine. Lift your chin, look up. We kind of were here in a child's pose right at the start. Right before we went into the child's pose, we did just this. Take a deep breath. Open your lungs up, and then exhale back to a neutral spine. So option 1, you stay here. Option 2, you bring your elbows exactly where your hands, your wrists were. And get a little bit deeper here. I always like to bring my hands to a clasp lift my thumbs and then bring my forehead to my thumbs for a little support. And then from here, engaging the core and then pressing the hips back, shifting your weight back, getting into the stretch you need. No reason to take it further past the point that you can. Slow and steady wins the race. Breathe where you are. If you came down to your forearms and you're like, count me out, come back onto your hands. You make the adjustments you need. Take a nice deep breath in. Remember, this is a static, passive stretch. You feel it, but I don't want you working super duper hard for it. So notice if there's any unnecessary tension that you're holding in your body. There's any like hunching of the shoulders up to your ears. Pull the shoulders down your back. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And breathe out, let it go. From here, we take it back into a child's pose, right back where we started. How are we going to do that? We're just going to bring our big toes together. And then press back. Hips meet heels. Now, like I said, I wanted you to do that moment of just observing and noticing how your hips felt the last time we were in here. I think this is now the third time we've been in child's pose, maybe even the fourth. Notice how they feel now. Maybe a little bit wider, a little bit more open. You can walk the arms out straight if that feels all right. We're going to do a nice side body stretch. Walk hand over to the right side of your mat. We're going to look to lengthen this left side of your body. So hands are walking over. I want you to place the left hand on top of the right and then interlace the fingers. Press into your knuckles and lengthen through the left. Take a nice deep breath in. Full side body stretch. And exhale. Deep breath. Exhale. Another deep breath. And exhale. Hand over hand over to the left now. Right hand on top of the left, hands locked together. Press into your knuckles. Press back into your right hip. Feel the length on the right side of your body and then breathe. In and out. In and out. One more. And make your way back to a neutral position. Try to bring your heart down and your arms out wide if you can. If not, you can just go to where it makes sense. You can have your forehead down or chin down, whatever makes sense to you. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. Gently press yourself back into a neutral tabletop position. Woo-wee! Them hips gotta stretch. Shake your hips from left to right. Notice how that feels. We are almost there. Almost there, almost there. We're going to do a little bit more core, and then we'll go into the rest. Wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, toes curl, pressing into your knuckles, pressing into your toes. Eye of the elbow forward so we're in full extension. Engage the core, lift the knees. Just bring them to a hover. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Blast off into your downward facing dog. This might feel a little different than your last time. If you want to take hands a little bit wider, you can. Feet can stay at hip distance. Hips high, heels down, heart back towards your thighs. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, drop the hips a little more. Lift the hips a little higher. Deep breath. And exhale slowly. Bring yourself into a plank position. Wrists are coming underneath. skip that. Come back to hands and knees. We'll go to plank from hands and knees. So down to hands and knees, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Okay. And then we'll extend one leg back at a time. Cores engaged before we even lift off. And then we go there. Okay. On an inhale, you can stay here or go into a side plank. I'll start with a modified version first. So we're going to do the plank on the right side. With that, we drop the right knee down, press into the top of the right foot. And then we sweep this left heel around. And heel is in line with your right leg, but the toes are pointing towards the left side. Press into your right hand, and then inhale, engage. Woo! Almost took a topple. Engage and then lift that left arm up. Okay. Option 2, we start in this high plank, and then we lift, well, heels are lifted. We lift onto our toes and then drop over to the outer edge of the right foot. Stacking left foot on top of right. Full side plank. Wherever you are, you're going to lift that left arm up to the sky. I am very wobbly. Take a nice deep breath in. Again, wobbling, it just means you're working. Inhale. I haven't done a side plank in a long time, actually. Exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to neutral. You can slowly lower down if you need to give yourself a little break. Back to hands and knees. And back into that high plank. Take a nice deep breath in. You know the options now, modified or full. You're going to modified knee drops, press into the top of the foot. Plant that right foot, heel in line with left leg, right arm lifts up. Full plank. Legs back, heel shift, press into the outer edge of left foot, right hand up to the sky regardless of where you are, cores engaged, and you're working hard for 10, 9, try to get your gaze up to your right thumb, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back down and into a downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, slowly lower down. Make your way onto your back. Legs out straight. Ooh. Woo! Legs out straight and slowly rock on your heels from left to right. Gently bring your knees into your chest. Maybe you give yourself a little bit of a massage on your lower back, rolling around. Plant the feet nice and wide, windshield wiper the hips from left to right. And take any other movement you want to, you feel like your body needs before we end. I'm going to suggest a happy baby here. So sacrum connected to the ground, knees towards your chest. Arms between your knees, reach down, grab the outer edges of your feet. Open bottoms of your feet up to the sky. Pull your knees down towards your armpits. Keep your spine neutral. Maybe even slightly tuck your chin to your chest so the back of your neck is connected to the ground as well. Remember, your neck is just an extension of the spine. It's not really separate from it. So when we're doing any spinal alignment, we're incorporating the neck too. Obviously, it has that natural curve in the cervical spine, but you can do what you can to bring your chin to your chest to try to neutralize that curve so the whole spine's in one straight line. Take a nice deep breath in as you pull your knees towards the ground. And then exhale, just go ahead and straighten left leg. Maybe you hug the right leg in. Inhale, back into that, what is this, happy baby. And then exhale, straighten the right leg. Maybe you can keep alternating there, inhaling in center, exhaling to open up. One more time on the right side. Nice. Woo! Again, if there's anything your body needs, go ahead and give it to it. Give your body what it needs. I'm going to suggest we end with legs up the wall. Such a simple position to be in, but so much benefit there. You're going to allow the blood to flow in the opposite direction. You're going to get a nice hamstring stretch, spinal decompression, all that. I'm gonna come over to the grass wall. So when we're going the legs up the wall, you sit as close to the wall as you can. Get that hip to get your one of your hips. It really doesn't matter what side, as close to the wall as you can. You lay back on your back and then swing the legs around. Go into dorsiflexion. Remember that means toes pull towards the knees. Get those hips close to the wall, arms up to a T. Sometimes what I like to do here is get something that has a little bit of weight to it that helps in increasing that spinal decompression. So right now I'm going to grab this big old bolster. It has a little bit of weight to it. And I'm going to place it on my feet for the reason I just explained. If you don't have a tool or anything like that, it doesn't really matter. I'm sure that, well, I know that the stretch is just enough. Hey, no. I can't be playing you, Frank, because you're going to try to get me a copyright strike. Already. And we're right at time. If you have the time, I greatly encourage you to take these moments of rest here in this position. Arms are out straight, legs up the wall, eyes closed softly, ankles dorsiflex. You feel a gentle passive stretch. And you're back to that state of gratitude. God, we thank you for this opportunity to gather together. We literally owe everything to you. We owe it all to you. I'll make sure that there's never a day that goes by without giving you glory. There will never be another day that goes by without me praising your holy, holy, holy name. Oh, we serve an awesome God. Thank you, Jesus. I pray that you and your family have a great Thanksgiving. If you need a Thanksgiving meal, reach out to me. If you are in Pittsburgh, if you're in Beaver County, let me know that you need a meal. There are organizations such as the Shea Foundation, shout out Shea Foundation, who have worked so diligently to make sure that the communities are fed. Not only just fed, but more intentional than that. Not only are they just fed, the intention is that you are able to feed your family in the comfort of your own home. That's a huge part of why Miss Monique does what she does. Giving you that experience, creating those moments for families in their home. I think that is very important. So if you're in need, don't hesitate. There has been a surplus this year, so reach out. All right, rest now. There's really no need to do anything or think about anything. This time is the time where your body gets to marinate. Your body gets to absorb the benefits of everything we already did. So we did it. Now you get to rest. You worked so hard for this rest. Stay here. Jesus, take me to a place where I can fall in love with you a little deeper. Just about another minute here. You can certainly stay longer if you'd like. Appreciate you joining. And I'm sure your body appreciates it even more. With your goodness, you purify and change my heart. I'm yours, Lord.
Jesus, you're my shepherd. I love your voice. You are my only shelter. I'm safe with you. Show me what's beyond this horizon I see. The wonders of your kingdom. You are wonderful. I'll stay beside you, Lord. Send me and I will go.
I really do encourage you to stay here even longer, for as long as you can. No need to make your way out of this space if you don't have to. I, however, will be ending the stream and probably going right back to that position. I thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you have a blessed week. Continue to pray for peace for your family and for the whole world. May peace be with you. Love to you all. Have a great Monday. Take care.